Hello, AP Biology students. This weekend, I am asking you to do an online lab with fruit flies with the goal of still practicing our genetics and our chi-squared and our mathematical modeling and looking with an aim at rejecting or accepting null hypotheses. Now, fruit flies are one of the standard genetic animals that a lot of colleges and biology classes use, but they are just not very feasible in a typical classroom because they can take upwards of 4 weeks or more to do a very simple lab. So, online simulations are out there, and the one that I have is very, very nice. And what I wanted to do is make a short video that just helps you understand how to work through this website. So you have a link for this in your Google Doc, and so notice here is your standard fruit fly. Now, if you've ever left fruit out too long, you know these guys will arrive. They are typically about 1-2 millimeters in length. They have a lot of characteristics that we call wild type. And wild type is designated by a plus sign, or sometimes you see WT for wild type. So let's take a look at some of these. First of all, let's make sure we understand female versus male. Females tend to have a slightly longer body with a little bit of a point with their abdomen. They have a smaller black band. That's, for me, one of the more obvious ways to distinguish female to male. Males, notice they have a slightly more rounder abdomen. They have a bigger, they have a bigger black band on their abdomen, their bottom, and then they have these little, they almost look like little claws. They're combs that the female does not have. So you can see a wild type male has red eyes. They have typical bristles. They have antenna. We can look at their eye color, eye shape, wing size, wing shape, wing veins. These are all genetically controlled. Some of them are going to be autosomal, meaning that they are not on the sex chromosome, but rather on the one of the autosomal chromosomes. And usually, what you'll see with that is the same number of males and females for a given trait are going to be produced. So if you notice in your results that you have the same number of males with red eyes as females with red eyes, uh, then chances are that's an autosomal trait. It's not sex linked. On the other hand, if you suddenly see a big deviation from males to females, and suddenly all of your males have a certain type of wing, but none of your females, then alarm bells should be ringing that that's a sex linked trait. And you could do a Punnett square to test that. Now, you're going to be asked to make certain crosses. So let me show you how to do that. So you're going to go up and find and click on the tab marked mate. And so you'll notice you have two ghostly flies. So you're going to click design fly. And if you want to start with wild type, that's just the default. And you can click select fly for mating, and you're going to get all wild type. And so you just select fly for mating, and there you go. So this is the female, and then let's design our male. And if you want to change a trait, you can click on bristles, and notice you can change all sorts of these weird little bristles. And now, we don't know yet which ones, or at least you don't know yet which ones are dominant or recessive, and that's going to be part of our goal today is what can we do, what cross, and what results are we going to get to help us decide whether or not an allele is dominant or recessive or autosomal or sex linked. So what you would do, for instance, let's go down to eye color. One of the first things I'm going to want you to do is pick purple eyes. Notice it changed, so we have purple, and then you can select that fly for mating, and then you click on mate flies, and notice you can you'll get your F1s, offspring of cross one. Now, sometimes we want to mate the F1s together, so you can select these and then mate flies, and then we get our results. Notice it'll tell you now we have 392 baby females that when they grow up, they have red eyes. We have 357 males with red eyes, 141 females with purple eyes, and 151 males with purple eyes. And so, one of the cool features about this is it'll give you a chance to analyze. And so we can analyze this cross, click that. Now, if you don't think it's sex linked, and in fact, you can take a look and say, there are the same number of wild type females to males, there are the same number of purple eyed females to males. You can ignore the sex of the flies, and then you can pretty much say, okay, the wild type red eyes, we have 749. The purple eyes, we have 292. And then you can see their proportions. They've even done that for you. And so, yay, that's great. You can even click on include a test of the hypothesis. Now, there's some wonky things that are happening in terms of not being able to fill these in. However, it does set it up for you. And so that's really nice to kind of write everything down. You can see how to kind of figure that out. So, for whatever reason, it's not, and maybe you can figure this out, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, and feel free to let me know and say, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. But at the very least, it'll get you started on how to set things up. Now, uh, let's say you want to start over. Well, you can go back to design and it'll give you the ability to cross. Now, what if we wanted to do a dihybrid cross? There's our wild type, and let's design a fly. Let's say we want purple eyes, and wing size, we want vestigial. And they actually look like this. They're kind of shriveled little wings. And you select fly, and then you mate them. Um, and again, here's our F1s um, that we have. And so I might ask you to mate them. And so you select them and mate them. And now you can see the outcome, the numbers, and the descriptions. And if you needed to go back, it'll save your previous process. And then again, it'll allow you to analyze. Again, you can ignore the sex of the fly if you think that it is not needed. And so once again, it'll give you these really nice ratios to kind of work with. So anyway, that's your little introduction to how to work this lab. By all means, if you if you have any questions, you can let me know. And and remember, I'm going to have that open house Sunday night. If you have any questions, maybe we'll all have to worry about our maybe we'll all be snowed in at that point, but we'll see. So, all right, I hope this helps get you started on the fruit fly lab.